All right, as we move through, we are now on 4.3, congruent polygons. And we're specifically going to talk mostly about triangles here. But congruent polygons in general have the exact same shape and size. So this is where naming our triangles is going to become very important, because all parts of one polygon or triangle are congruent to the corresponding or matching parts of the other polygon. So if we look at our two triangles that we have here, I have ABC and DEF. So that means angle A is listed first, so that's going to correspond to angle D. So if they're congruent, then angle A is congruent to angle D. Angle B is going to be congruent to angle F, and angle C is congruent to angle E. So the order of the letters will matter if they are congruent, because that tells you which pieces match up with each other. So we can say angle A is congruent to angle D, angle B is congruent to angle F, and angle C is congruent to angle E. Now when it comes to the sides, you follow similarly, but think about the two letters that are connecting it. So if I'm talking about AB, AB is going to match up at the same order. So AB are the first two letters. So the first two letters of our second triangle are DF. So AB is congruent to DF. And then we can look at BC and FE. BC is congruent to side FE. And then lastly, we have AC is congruent to DE. So let's take a look at this, with an example to see if this can really kind of grasp the understanding. So we have two multiple choice questions here. So we're going to try to identify which statement of congruence is correct. So if I take a look at my triangles, and I like to use colors, y'all have seen this, y'all know this, and I'm going to go through and mark what pieces I know are congruent to each other. So if I start at angle J is 52 degrees. So I want to look at my second triangle and see, where is 52? 52 is right here at P. So when we list our triangles out, J and P need to be in the same position when they're labeled. Then I look at angle L is 50 degrees. And I find on my second triangle that angle Q is 50 degrees. And we can even write this out. We can say angle L is congruent to angle P. Angle J. And then angle L is congruent to angle Q. And angle K is congruent to angle M. So when we look at the name options that we have off to the right, we need to make sure that J is lined up with P, L is lined up with Q, and K is lined up with M. So it's just process of elimination. We look at our first. We have J and P. Okay. And then we have K and M. Are those in the same place? K is in the middle, M is on the end. So this will not work for us. So then we look at our next option. We have K starting things off, and that matches up with M. And then I have L in the middle, and that does not match up with where Q is. So this also does not work. And we look at L leading things off, and that should match up with Q, which works. And then we have K matching up with M, and then J matching up with P. So that one does work. Yay, we have an option. So let's just double check our last one just in case. So we have J matching up with P like it should. And then L should match up with Q, which it does not. So Our correct answer choice is C for our first example. So let's repeat these steps again with our next example. All of our angles are already matched up for us. So if we want to just list them out, we have angle Z is congruent to angle S. Angle Y is congruent to angle R. And angle X is congruent to angle T. So looking at our list of possibilities, let's go match up our letters. X is listed first for option A, so T should be listed first, which it is not. So we can immediately say nope to option A. Okay, let's start option B. We have X, that should match up with T, which it does. And then we have Z should match up with S, which it does not. So let's get rid of option B. And take a look at C. We have Y should match up with R, which it definitely does not, which I mean makes us think D should be our only option. Let's just double check. We have X and T, Y, then R, and Z and S. So we are good to go here. Our answer to our second example is D.